Today we're going to try to do the third of that series of plaques for the bathroom. This one's going to be the orca. I did the dolphin, so let's just hope I can do an orca. Hello again, this is Glenda with Fralins and Friends Crafts Plus, and I am back in the crafting room. I know you knew I'd get back in here sooner or later. It's a draw. Okay, today instead of going through the spaghetti roller, I'm going to roll this out with the rolling pin. It'll be a lot easier than trying to go through the spaghetti roller and then get the pieces all to go together nice and even. So, okay, this is much better. So I just cut my square because I have a nice square piece of paper. It makes a beautiful pattern in that I don't have to make a pattern. And try to depend on myself to get it square. But I do have to depend on myself to get along the edge the way I'm supposed to. Okay. Joe has already hung the other two in the bathroom. They look very nice. They are, well, that just stretched this back out again. They really look like they belong in a bathroom, which of course we expected. Okay, there we go. There's our square base. Okay. I've cut this, I rolled out a long snake. Well, kind of a long snake. What I want to do now is I want to make these, I cut them into pieces and I want to make these thinner and longer to do the edges. And I'm just going to show you one because you can figure out how I do the others by that. Okay. It's plenty. I don't want it too thin, but I don't want it too thick. So this should do. Okay. I do not miter the corners on these. I just have not done that. And I do not go for perfection because I like the imperfections. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this oven bake adhesive, oven bake clay adhesive. Come on. There we go. Strip of that on there. Let that do its job. And I will come back when I've got the other three sides done and show you what that looks like in there. Okay, you can see now I have all four sides done, but it's not finished. I still need to do the vine. I've been doing a vine around the edges of this, so it's very thin. To work this so that I get all those little separations and cracks out of it. Any possible air bubbles. Okay. be a little thinner yet. Maybe that part wasn't too thin. Okay, a little more bacon bond around here. It used to be called bacon bond, now it's oven baked clay adhesive. I'm going ahead and I'm putting it all the way around. This particular piece of clay won't go all the way around, but I will be rolling out more. Okay, because these, I kind of zigzag on here, which means I spread the glue a little. Oop. Got a little thin there. We'll do this. Now, I do paint this. For those of you who are new, I do paint this. I kind of have a method that I use where it's starting to stick to me instead of the... Well, you'll see when I paint it. Okay, sorry. Okay, it is now ready to go in the oven. And then later we will start working on the whale. And it'll have to be half the whale. It'll be one side of the whale. So, that's going to be a trick then. So, we'll be back later. Well, this is done. All baked, all hard. So now we make a whale. Half a whale. We make half of an orca whale. Or attempt to. Okay, I'm going to start with some wire because we need kind of a specific shape. It's a streamlined shape, but it's still a specific shape. Now, the one thing about a orca, or any whale, is that their tail is shaped thus. So I'm going to try to do some of that. I'm trying to make... It's always something to try and think these things through. Okay. A lot of it's going to have to do with how I paint the background too. And it doesn't really matter if it's a little cartoonish, as long as we can tell who he is and what he is. I'm going to fill this out with foil. It kind of helps to save on. It's part of the armature, but it also helps to save on clay. Behind here and kind of. Bend him a little there. Yeah, you're recording. I'm going to use some Filthy Ultralight, the super ultralight to cover this so it's a little easier to it's a little bit smoother, put it that way. A little smoother. This is so lightweight, so marshmallowy. Could be some of that marshmallow fluff you get in a jar. Okay, it's baked. And I'm ready to cover it. Oops, I'm always getting... you're going to get little snippets. Okay. I saw the weather tonight. I did roll these through the spaghetti roller because it makes nice thin even pieces for me to wrap this little guy in. But while it was baking, I was watching the weather and such. And we had such nice weather. We got out and planted our veggies. I don't know how many others did, but they were talking like people should pay attention to the weather if they had. You know, if they had starts out, they may want to bring them in or find some way of covering their gardens. Because it's going to freeze again, starting tonight. Right now it's not bad. It's still in the 40s. That's not going to freeze anything. I don't like that. I don't want that to be so thick on there, on the underneath side. But, oh darn. And I am going to say goodnight. I'm going to put this guy in the oven to bake. And hopefully by the time we're done painting him tomorrow, he'll look like an orca. Good night. I love you all. Be safe. Smile and wave at somebody. You noticed I got away from another car yesterday. We will see you again. Like I said, good night.